Kevin Costner, the legendary actor known for his rugged charm and unforgettable roles in American cinema, is once again making headlines. But this time, it's not because of a film or a dramatic TV series like Yellowstone. Instead, it's for something far more personal, raw, and very much grounded in real life. Kevin was recently spotted in the thick of Los Angeles nightlife, mingling with women, smiling, laughing, and seemingly putting himself back into the romantic fray. The photos that surfaced from inside Rasputin nightclub on Saturday night tell a story of a man who's perhaps turning the page on the last chapter of his life, a chapter filled with heartbreak, public scrutiny, and emotional upheaval. Inside, the dim, sultry, velvet-draped interior of Rasputin, a venue known for attracting a high-profile crowd seeking a private, upscale, and slightly decadent escape, Kevin Costner looked like a man at ease. The lighting was low, the music pulsed with a steady rhythm, and the crowd moved like shadows, bodies swaying, drinks clinking, and laughter echoing beneath the bass. It was in this environment that Kevin, now 69 years old but still possessing that signature silver fox aura, was seen engaging with a woman in what appeared to be a flirtatious exchange. There was no mistaking the warmth in his eyes, the relaxed curve of his smile, or the way he leaned in ever so slightly to hear her over the music. He wasn't dancing wildly or acting out, but there was definitely a presence about him. A sense that he was open to connection, to conversation, and maybe, just maybe, to the possibilities of romance again. Observers at the venue noted that Kevin seemed to be enjoying the night thoroughly, though in his own quietly magnetic way. He wasn't the kind of guy trying to dominate the room or draw attention to himself. Instead, he held court with subtle charm. As the DJ spun a mix of house and pop remixes, Kevin sipped on a drink, occasionally nodded along to the music, and let himself be part of the scene, neither fading into the background nor jumping into the spotlight. The women around him, clearly intrigued, smiled and engaged, occasionally leaning in for conversation or a laugh. It was a moment of pure, unscripted humanity, caught not on a film set, but in the everyday drama of life lived under the constant gaze of the public eye. It's a scene that's particularly noteworthy given Kevin's recent history, a history marked by a painful and very public divorce from Christine Baumgartner, his partner of nearly 2 decades and the mother of his 3 youngest children. Their split was finalized in February of last year, and while all divorces come with their challenges, this one was especially fraught with emotional complexity. Kevin was ordered to pay substantial amounts in child support, a point of contention that played out in court and in the press. Meanwhile, Christine moved on and is now reportedly engaged to Josh Connor, a development that undoubtedly added another layer of bittersweet finality to Kevin's past relationship. But what about Kevin? For a man who's made a career playing emotionally complex, often solitary figures, heroes with a hint of melancholy, it's been difficult for fans to separate the icon from the individual. Behind the confident characters he portrays lies a man who, like anyone else, has faced heartbreak, loneliness, and the uncertain terrain of starting over. After the divorce, Kevin kept much of his personal life under wraps, but whispers of a possible new romance began to surface, particularly rumors linking him to singer-songwriter Jewel. Their connection first sparked curiosity when the two were spotted attending events together, and then again when candid photos captured them looking particularly cozy. Fans speculated, tabloids published features, and the rumor mill churned, but Kevin always denied the nature of their relationship. Still, the sightings were enough to stir speculation. Jewel, known for her introspective songwriting and grounded nature, seemed like a fitting match for Kevin's more thoughtful, contemplative demeanor. The idea of the two navigating a quiet romance, away from the noise and spectacle of Hollywood, had a certain appeal, but nothing ever came of it publicly. Whether it was a brief connection, a close friendship, or something in between remains open to interpretation. Back at Rasputin, as the night wore on and the club grew louder and more kinetic, Kevin didn't leave with a mysterious woman draped on his arm. Instead, he exited the venue with someone entirely different. Alexander Gislin, the owner of the club. It's an unexpected twist, almost cinematic, really, that while the world watched to see if Kevin might be starting a new love story, he quietly slipped away from the narrative. Others were eager to write for him. No drama, no scandal, just a simple walk out of a club with a friend and business acquaintance. But that doesn't mean the night was without significance. What these photos and interactions suggest is that Kevin is slowly easing himself back into the rhythm of normal life, if such a thing can be said to exist for someone of his stature. He's not rushing into anything, not making grand statements or headline-grabbing moves. Instead, he appears to be embracing the moment, taking small steps, allowing himself to connect, flirt, and smile again. In many ways, it's a quiet revolution, a decision to move forward without fanfare, to rediscover joy in simple things, like music, conversation, and human presence. And yet, one can't help but feel the weight of what Kevin has endured. His divorce wasn't just a legal matter, it was a deeply personal unraveling, magnified by fame and dissected by public curiosity. In court documents and interviews, moments of frustration and vulnerability slipped through the carefully constructed public facade. He spoke of being blindsided by the separation, of trying to protect his children, and of feeling the emotional and financial toll of a relationship that had once seemed rock solid. The man who once famously said, "I'm not afraid of death, I just don't want to be there when it happens," was suddenly grappling with the very real pain of loss. Not death, but the death of a shared life, of dreams once dreamed together. And now, here he is, still standing, still searching, still living. There's a kind of courage in that, in choosing not to withdraw entirely from the world, in deciding to be present in the nightlife, in the conversations, in the possibilities. For someone like Kevin Costner, who has often portrayed the stoic cowboy, the solitary frontiersman, or the honorable but flawed hero, stepping into the uncertainty of new emotional terrain might be his most human role yet. Of course, the media will continue to speculate. Every glance, every dinner date, every outing will be analyzed, theorized, and dissected. That's the price of being Kevin Costner. But there's something undeniably refreshing about how he's choosing to navigate this period of his life. Not with grand declarations, not with whirlwind romances or tabloid exclusives, but with quiet dignity and a willingness to experience life as it comes. In a way, Kevin Costner isn't just looking for love, he's rediscovering himself. After all, when you've lived through heartbreak, rebuilt your life, and decided not to let cynicism take root, you're not just open to love again. You're also open to everything that makes love meaningful. Connection, vulnerability, laughter, risk, even the awkwardness of trying again. That takes strength. Not the kind that lifts weights or rides horses through cinematic landscapes, but the kind that wakes up each day and chooses hope over regret, presence over avoidance, as Kevin continues to venture out. Whether it's to nightclubs, dinners, events, or quiet evenings with friends, the world will keep watching. But maybe, just maybe, it's not about what he does next or who he's seen with. Maybe it's about how he's choosing to live now, in this imperfect, unpredictable, deeply human present. The dance floor may not be a movie set, and the woman at the bar may not be a leading lady, but for a man like Kevin Costner, it's all part of the same journey. The journey of a life lived boldly, authentically, and with a heart that refuses to give up on the idea that love, in all its forms, is still worth seeking.